Hi from the Barista Course Hamburg. Today it's going to be a little bit nerdy because we want to look at the topic of baskets. There are an endless number of different baskets. Single baskets, double baskets, baskets designed for various quantities. There are precision baskets. There's a whole lot of them on the market. And we've now found one that we find particularly interesting because, to be honest, with most baskets something changes, of course, but it's just nuances that are reflected in the taste of the espresso. But today we're looking at a so-called step-down basket, and that seems to change quite a lot in our espresso. And if you're interested in topics like this, we'd be really happy if you'd subscribe to our channel, because by doing that you enable us to achieve a much wider reach. That means you're supporting us enormously in our work of producing these videos for you. We'd like to thank you for that right now, but now let's get to the baskets. We'd like to take a really deep dive into these two filter baskets now, which means we've tested them, of course, so we can show you here. Specifically, we've taken an 18-gram precision basket on one hand. So we already have a very, very good basket, and on the other hand, we have this step-down basket here. As you can see, it's a completely different shape. So we have a tapering down here, a concentration, I don't know if you can see it, on a very small area here where our espresso comes out. This means our overall puck is significantly taller. You see this in some professional machines too, where they say, okay, we won't use the typical 58 baskets, but smaller ones to increase the height of the espresso puck, so the water has a longer path to travel through the coffee grounds. Before we explain all this in detail, we'd really like to show you. For this, we've picked out two machines for you. First, the Profitec Go 2.0. This has the advantage that we can perform an extraction accurate to 1/10 of a second. And on the other hand, we've chosen our Malkönig because with it we can really adjust and set the grind size extremely finely. And before I talk too much, I'd just say, let's start and make two coffees so you can see exactly what happens in our espresso, or rather, how much we have to adjust our grind size when we use these two different baskets. Of course, we've also used two identical portafilters for this, bottomless ones, so we don't have any temperature differences. So they're both equally warm or medium cold. The housings don't really need to be that hot. The baskets are a little colder than necessary right now, but with such low weight, it doesn't make that much of a difference. The main point is, can we detect a difference in taste if we use this basket, the normal 18-gram precision basket, or this 18-gram step-down basket? And for the very first basket, I'll be using the standard 18-gram one, which is the usual choice for this kind of preparation. You'll see why in just a moment. So first, we'll go ahead and grind the full 18 grams of coffee, and I'll try to work as quickly as I possibly can. So that we have as little temperature difference as possible in the final cup, so to speak. And now we have a new gadget here. We've titled the video Game Changer or Not. This tool here is, in my opinion, actually a game changer because it's a calibrated tamper with different pressure levels, and it also has a vibration unit. But we'll make a completely separate video about that. That one might even be coming out next. All right, now I'd like to record the whole thing. So that you can see exactly what happens with the pressure profile. Oh, I accidentally pressed it twice just now, but I think it'll work anyway. That looks very good already. 42 grams, wonderful. And now we'll take the other basket. And for that I have to adjust my grinder. And I'm going to set it to be extremely coarser. You'll see why in a moment. I'm purging a bit now as a precaution so that we really don't have any old grounds left. And now I'll hurry up a bit. Now let's get started. This is really fantastic, and it's actually fun to work with this tamper here. So now just wait a moment. And I'm starting at the same time. Oops, our recording. Now I hope, of course, that we have just as much or as close to as much espresso in the new cup as in the old one. Yes, almost as much as before. So now let's quickly get to the tasting. So this is the coffee with the step-down basket, and this is our espresso with a classic precision basket. Let's try that out. Very nicely balanced with just a gentle hint of acidity. There is a tiny micro bit of bitterness in the finish, but honestly, not much at all. Well, actually, now I can feel a very, very tiny bit. It tastes completely different, and in two ways. I have significantly more acidity in here, much more acidity than in this coffee, but I also have no bitterness here at all. That means I would adjust my recipe a bit here. I would set the grind size a touch finer now so that I might reach 27 seconds. But I notice here, although this isn't a strong acidity yet, excellent, incredibly excellent, that is. Incredible. Both are very delicious, almost spot on. More acidity here, a micro touch of bitterness here. But in terms of aromas, it also tastes a bit different. I have the same amount in there now, but let's try it again. I have the feeling that in the espresso with the classic basket, I have a touch more body, even though I think I have almost a gram more water in here. And here I have a little bit less body. So both of them are very delicious. Really very delicious. As I said, I would make a small recipe change here. I would then probably also get more body into it. But the interesting thing is I have an extreme adjustment. Maybe you saw that just now. In our classic espresso, we had 110 microns grinding this distance. And in this basket here, we have 175 microns distance. That is an extreme adjustment. That means if I had done these 175 with this coffee, with this basket here, with the first one, then the cup would have overflowed. And the other way around, it would be like this if I had worked with the step-down basket and had 110 microns. Then I probably wouldn't even have gotten a ristretto out of here. That's how extremely differently the two baskets work. What does it mean now if we have a completely different grind setting? Maybe you've seen our film where we looked at what a difference it makes whether we have the bean hopper full or empty, because quite a lot happens there already. Similar to this case, so to speak. With the different grind size, we naturally achieve a completely different particle distribution. And here, the particle distribution is really extremely different, or significantly different. That means if we take the step-down basket, because we grind significantly coarser, we have significantly fewer fines. Fines can quickly ensure that you produce bitter substances, especially with dark espressos. So we have a different particle size, we have a different circumference. And especially with fines, more bitter substances come out faster. So that's definitely an advantage with dark espresso varieties. But even with light varieties, significantly more changes there, of course. That means, as I mentioned earlier, I may have to adjust my recipe a little bit, depending on which basket I use. But I just get different flavors and different distributions in terms of the acids and the bitter substances. I find that very, very exciting. And if you ever feel like nerding out a bit and dealing with baskets a bit, this is a basket that I can only recommend to you. Just try working with step-down baskets. I'm not even sure yet which of these two espressos I like better. Now, but as I said, it really makes a difference. because the difference is significantly greater than, for example, between a normal basket and perhaps a precision basket from VST or IMS or similar. For me personally, this means for our dark roast that we have here, I'll probably use the step-down basket more in the future. And for the light roast we're currently developing, which will actually be on the market soon, we'll probably use the IMS precision basket instead. And with that, I've already reached the end of our video. I'd be very interested to hear what experiences you've had with it and whether you might even prefer the step-down basket for a fruity coffee variety and have had different experiences than we have. Ultimately, it's all, as always, a matter of taste. And if you liked our video, we'd appreciate every like because that helps us get a bit more visibility. And especially, of course, every new subscriber, because many people watch our videos but haven't subscribed to our channel yet. And you help us a lot if you do that. It doesn't cost you anything, but it helps us to be able to continue with our work. In this sense, I thank you very much for watching and wish you until next time, drink a delicious coffee. Thanks for watching and see you soon.